Hello and welcome to another Finnish Gear Reviews video. Today we'll be taking a look at what the Finnish Defense Forces were up to in the month of April of 2025. There were quite a few incidents. So we had a civilian vehicle collided with an anti-air regiment truck in Helsinki. No injuries. 69 personnel had varying degrees of hearing injuries from standing too close when a blank went off at the Arrow 25 exercise. There was also another incident with a blank going off at the Karelia Brigade with 13 people with varying degrees of hearing damage. A conscript was injured when he was under a truck while performing some maintenance, and he was evacuated to a hospital for treatment. And there's no additional information on how he is doing. Another collision, a Leopard 2 tank and a truck were in a collision on the 16th of April. Thankfully, no injuries. The guy in the truck is definitely lucky. And also, 2 conscripts received burn injuries at the tank brigade while performing maintenance on a tank. Heading over to procurements, the Finnish Defense Forces are purchasing a bunch of pouches from Savotta for 37 million euros. Just to give you an example of the quantities, if you just buy it off of Savotta's website, that's about 1.35 million 2-mag AR-15 pouches. So yeah, a million and change in pouches. That's a good amount. For exports, Lithuania and Latvia have signed a research and development contract with Marine Alutech for amphibious assault vehicles, and Lithuania is purchasing 2. And I'm going to assume that it's the Jehu amphibious class. Now, the same company, they also make the Jurmo assault boats or amphibious assault boats, which I also had the pleasure of riding in during my conscript service. Denmark is joining the CAVS program to acquire and develop 6x6 Patria vehicles for 250 million euros. And with that amount, they should get around 200 vehicles or a little bit more. So a good amount. And then we also have Patria is entering a strategic partnership with Rheinmetall to provide at least 24 Nemo mortar systems to Hungary for their Lynx KF-41 vehicle. Heading over to innovations, Telia and Nokia, they have developed a communications network using Nokia's 5G tech that's suitable for military use. And Finland is going to start using it for command systems in 2025 during exercises to try it out properly. For exercises in April, there was the big Arrow 25 exercise, which included 2,800 people with 700 from outside of Finland. And there were also 500 Finnish vehicles and 200 foreign vehicles. So this was a large, mechanized exercise. In miscellaneous news, the President Alexander Stubb has launched a fitness program targeting youth in order to get them ready for military service. The program lasts for 12 weeks and includes both cardio and strength exercises. And this is because the fitness levels of youth keep decreasing. So we are having a few different programs to try to make sure that the kids get back in shape and are suitable for military service. And in other news, Finland celebrated 2 years as a NATO member. So go us. It's been good. In politics, the banning of Russian real estate purchases is proceeding to the next step after the parliament has voiced its support for the law. So now they're moving into kind of the action part of this law to see exactly how they are going to implement it. And then Finland is starting the process to bring back anti-personnel mines by exiting the Ottawa Treaty. And Finland is also going to increase its defense spending to at least 3% of GDP by 2029. And finally, in political news, the coalition government has decided to continue keeping the eastern border closed. And before we wrap up, we're just going to take a look at some of the cooperation stuff that we're working on. So we have Norway and Denmark is joining Finland and Sweden in the development of a common command control communications computers and intelligence system. They're working with Swedish Berting Sensor to acquire unmanned surveillance sensors, and I assume this is, you know, a higher tech version of kind of the sensors that Ukraine is currently using on the front lines to detect incoming drones and cruise missiles. I think the Ukrainians figured out just how to use old cell phones to do that and triangulate incoming objects. But so I assume that Berting, they have something, dedicated devices to do that. And they are also working with Finnish Telenor Maritime, or KNL, to acquire high frequency radios which enable long range communications, unlike very high frequency or ultra high frequency communications. So if you have a handheld radio, that's most likely going to be a VHF or UHF, so it's going to be line of sight. You're not able to communicate with something behind the curvature of the Earth, while the HF radios, they kind of bounce the signal off of the atmosphere or ionosphere or something, so you can have these communications that range, you know, thousands of kilometers. And now I have revealed that, yes, I have been studying this stuff. I took a amateur radio license a few years back, so I still remember some of that stuff. Alrighty, that's it for April of 2025. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's already happening a bunch of stuff has happened in May, so next month's update will have some juicy stuff in it, I believe. Until then, thank you for watching. Comment and subscribe. Share with anyone who, for some strange reason, is interested in what the FDF is up to. Thank you for watching.